Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. Who do you think will win between Orion versus Thor, the clash between the two gods of thunder? Orion, Prince of Apokolips, is the son of Darkseid but raised by Highfather in New Genesis. He is the embodiment of primal rage, fighting between the brutal instincts inherited from his father and the ideals of justice he learned in his new homeland. With the high-tech weapon Sled and Mother Box, Orion can fly, regenerate his body, and unleash destructive energy so powerful that it can crush even other gods. Thor, the Asgardian god of thunder, son of Odin, wields the hammer Mjolnir, a symbol of divine power and warrior honor. He controls thunder, storms, and possesses physical strength far beyond that of any mortal hero. From Midgard to Asgard, Thor is the shield against the forces of chaos and the pride of the gods. Before we dive into the analysis, please hit the subscribe button. Please remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Orion is a new god, a descendant of the Apokolips ruler Darkseid. Though born into that dark world, he was raised and educated by the gods of the new creation, becoming a symbol of light and justice. Orion's life is a constant journey between two extremes. One is the immense power inherited from his father. The other is the steadfast will to escape the darkness of his own blood. He is not only a warrior, but also existing beyond the limits of the conventional multiverse. Orion resides in the higher realm known as the Sphere of the Gods, specifically the fourth world where the new gods shape the cosmic order. There, his every action echoes like thunder, a testament to his constant resistance to Darkseid's brutal legacy. Apokolips and New Genesis are two halves of a cosmic entity known as a dwarf galaxy that represents two sides of the same coin: destruction and creation. All other universes are said to exist as tiny air pockets within New Genesis, as fragile sparks of light that waver in the breath of the gods. Orion is known as the ultimate killing machine, a warrior whose ferocity, skill, and power are beyond the limits of any other god. In the fierce battles of Apokolips, he was hailed as the greatest warrior ever created, who even in his training terrified his enemies. It is said that he once destroyed almost the entire army of Apokolips just to prove his ability and loyalty to the mission of protecting the order of the gods. Orion once confronted and controlled Siva, the god of strength and power, who could tear apart reality and threaten all of creation. With an unyielding will, he dared to grasp the hand of that entity, keeping the universe from collapsing under the divine wrath. Not only that, Orion also fought Superman head-on in a solar-powered state, a challenge that no one in the Justice League was capable of taking on. Although he was defeated by Firstborn, the first child of Zeus, that feat still made Orion's name resound. Because Firstborn had defeated Wonder Woman in her god mode state, and the fact that Orion could stand firm against such an enemy proved that he was one of the greatest warriors the fourth world had ever produced. On many occasions, he demonstrated that a single attack from Orion was enough to create an explosion that tore through space, destroying an entire star system. He even took a punch from the Voidhound, who could destroy 10 star systems in a single test, and still stood. When Superman suddenly landed and launched a lightning attack, Orion just smiled, then responded with a punch that sent the Man of Steel flying. He once walked through a giant reactor that was more powerful than the Apokolips pit, with energy equivalent to thousands of nuclear explosions per minute. Infinity Man once admitted that Orion's power had reached a level that even he himself had never dared to dream of. Orion's speed was such that he could fly from Earth to New Genesis in less than a heartbeat, completely without the need for a boom tube or astro harness. Orion once stopped a beam of light emitted from a light ray, something that almost no one in the fourth world could do. Even when he was blind and weak, he still caught a bullet while facing the other way, then threw it back before anyone around him could realize what was happening. On another occasion, Orion flew across the edge of the universe, chasing Darkseid for a moment, then quickly grabbed Superman before he or Wonder Woman could react, throwing him into a river as if the Man of Steel's weight were insignificant. Orion is an eternal flame that never dies in the sea of stars. Orion is a testament to the power of creation and destruction on a divine level. In the moment when he was stripped of his godly powers, he still created the Genesis Box, a structure capable of restructuring the entire universe, destroying and regenerating everything from nothing. Orion can control his body size at will, expanding to the point of shaking the space around him. He once asserted that he and the other gods can completely move through the time stream, overcoming all barriers of reality. Orion's life force is so strong that it is almost inviolable. Despite being shot in all his vital organs and falling into the fiery pits of Apokolips, he survived and continued fighting. Even when he was hit by Radion, the only known fatal weakness of the New Genesis gods, he recovered, almost unharmed. His healing ability was so rapid that Metron, the god of knowledge, did not even notice that Orion had been blinded for the duration. Within Orion was the rage of the Source, a near-limitless primordial energy coursing through his veins. The astro harness that surrounded his body was made of astro force itself, a stream of pure energy that he could control, rebuilding even after being completely destroyed. In a moment of rage, he attempted to send a blast of astro force in the opposite direction, an act that was powerful enough to tear the Earth apart. Orion provided 1/5 of the power of the Chink of Power. The Chink of Power consisted of Orion, Dr. Fate, Darkseid, Highfather, and Etrigan. The combined power was so great that Dr. Fate called it near omnipotent and nearly drove him insane. They used this power to attack an omnipotent entity, the anti-life entity. Their attack failed, so the Sinkway broke a reality with ease, sealing the entity. Even at only 1/5 of that Sinkway, Orion still possesses unimaginable power. Certainly power far beyond mortal limits. Underneath, he uses Astroforce to contain the Oblivion Bomb, which can instantly destroy the universe. Orion's true power. Darkseid's gift to his son. The darkness inside him, he never uses it and constantly fights it. But it is stronger than his power, even more than the almost limitless Astroforce. So, everything you see above is technically Orion's restraint, especially in the physical part. Orion always carries the Mother Box with him, along with the Astro Strap. It's almost like Thor and Mjolnir. It has countless uses, including calming Orion's rage. I really hope you subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and you are the best. Thank you so much. Thor Odinson, known as the God of Thunder, is a legendary warrior and a member of the Asgardian race, who come from the magical realm of Asgard, an eternal land beyond the limits of the human world. He is the son of Odin, the supreme king of Asgard, and Jord, also known as Gaia, the ancient goddess associated with the origin of the earth. It is this special bloodline that has given Thor power far beyond that of his race. Carrying the blood of two realms, Thor not only possesses the extraordinary qualities typical of the Asgardians, such as superior physical strength, near immortal longevity, and tremendous endurance, but also enhances them to an unusual level. His physical strength is enough to shake an entire mountain, while his flexibility helps him withstand attacks that can destroy entire cities. Thor's body has been tempered through thousands of years of battle, becoming a symbol of divine power and undying courage. His physical prowess far surpasses that of any warrior in the Eternal Realm, making Thor the ultimate symbol of pure strength. According to ancient records, he can easily lift over 100 tons, and many sources even claim that this figure is beyond the limits of measurement. Over the millennia of his fighting, Thor has proven his superhuman abilities in battles with the strongest opponents in the universe, including the Midgard Serpent, the Hulk, the Silver Surfer, Namor, the Abomination, the Bi-Beast, the Red Hulk, Colossus, Gladiator, and Hercules. His strength is demonstrated by the feats of Thor breaking cables made from the nearly indestructible metal adamantium alloy. He has overwhelmed opponents with the strength of the Hulk, dragged a massive hydroelectric base from an island into New York Harbor, and held the George Washington Bridge steady while rescue teams made repairs. In the most intense moments of battle, Thor can resist the gravity of a neutron star, generate enough energy to destroy a world, and even disintegrate planets as a byproduct of his attack. When his divine rage is unchecked, Thor becomes so dangerous that eternity, the embodiment of the entire universe, considers him a threat to the order of countless worlds. Thor possesses power that reaches multi-galactic levels. He once demonstrated his superhuman strength when he lifted and carried the earthbound Midgard Serpent as it traveled through the space between Earth and Asgard. That feat alone was enough to affirm Thor's power on a scale far beyond the limits of ordinary divinity. In great battles, Thor wounded Galactus, a cosmic being who could absorb planetary energies even while Galactus was engaged in a psychic battle with Odin. Thor's blow was powerful enough to pierce his helmet and crack his armor. Not only that, Thor also broke the roots of Yggdrasil, the symbol that binds space and time, the divine tree that maintains the existence of the 10 kingdoms. Carrying the blood of Asgard and the Elder Gods, Thor is almost immune to all diseases. poisons, or physical damage that humans or other races have to suffer. He can withstand destructive attacks from the destroyer of Asgard, stand firm before the anger of Odin, and even survive being struck by the Celestials, the creator gods with cosmic power. And the nameless version of Thor stood firm in the middle of the explosion of a ship the size of the entire solar system. He is also proven to be resistant to lead, resistant to radiation, and unaffected by both extreme heat and absolute cold. Thor can move significantly faster than any human on foot, and can reach Mach 32 when throwing Mjolnir. He can fight for 2 years straight without eating or sleeping. Using the power belt also doubles his stamina to immeasurable levels. When in Berserker mode, Thor's stamina is increased tenfold. Thor has the ability to manipulate vast amounts of energy. Using Mjolnir, he can channel storm energy into energy blasts so powerful that they can destroy secondary adamantium. Thor can also channel his godlike energy through Mjolnir, creating lightning bolts powerful enough to kill even immortals. Thor can summon and control the near limitless power of storms, creating rain, wind, thunder, and lightning. He also has the ability to create unnatural weather such as raining fire. Thor has repeatedly demonstrated the ability to create electrical storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, blizzards, and earthquakes that have been shown to occur on an entire planet. Thor has the ability to influence the weather on a planetary scale. Thor can stop any weather conditions he creates. Thor can also project powerful and deadly lightning bolts from his hands, and can also coat his hands in lightning to amplify his punches. Thor is not invulnerable and can be injured. However, due to his Asgardian physiology, Thor can heal most injuries much faster than a normal human. Even after severe torture and damage, Thor can regenerate teeth, hair, eyes, destroyed flesh, and broken limbs in a short period of time. Thor can use his breath to create hurricane-like winds. Thor is resistant to the mental influence of powerful beings. He has withstood Rigelian mind attacks, Ares' magical music, Glory's mental attacks, Morgana Le Fay's attempts to dominate his mind, the power of the Eye of Horus, and the Man-Beast's mind attacks. Thor's control and mastery of runic and mystic magic are far superior to any Asgardian or any of the 10 Commandments, including Odin. Even then, Thor has demonstrated the potential to surpass his father in the future. It is unknown whether he still possesses the power of the runes, and if so, to what extent since his rebirth. But there is no clear indication that the runes are still retained. After gaining the power of the runes combined with Odin's force, Thor's power reached an even greater peak and surpassed that of his father. By gaining the power of the runes, he has achieved understanding and enlightenment. He can see into the future of all things, see through quantum structures, transcend the cosmic architecture, enter the void and the end of all things. The battle opened with a tense clash of two divine energies that collided in a thunderous explosion. When their fists met, a massive shockwave rippled through the air, shaking the planet beneath them. Thor, imbued with the raw power of an ancient god, prevailed in the initial confrontation. He summoned a storm of lightning from the sky, showering Orion with intense lightning bolts that bathed him in blinding light. Orion responded by activating Astroforce, erecting a massive energy shield that absorbed much of the attack, but still had to retreat before the Thunder God's overwhelming pressure. Not one to be outmaneuvered, Orion changed tactics. He moved at speeds beyond sight, dodging Mjolnir's powerful hammer swings and counterattacking from multiple directions. He harnessed Astroforce to a more subtle level, creating concussive energy blasts that could break the bonds of matter, forcing Thor to constantly defend himself. Meanwhile, the Mother Box silently analyzed Thor's every move, accurately calculating the attack trajectory and opening teleportation portals, allowing Orion to appear suddenly to launch precise counterattacks. Pushed into a disadvantageous position, Thor gradually lost patience. He threw Mjolnir with all his might, but Orion, guided by the Mother Box, predicted the flight path and promptly teleported out of attack range. Taking advantage of the moment Thor lost his weapon, Orion concentrated Astroforce into a single strike, knocking the God of Thunder back miles. Feeling his honor challenged, Thor roared, summoning all the divine energy in his body and unleashing God Blast, a stream of pure power capable of erasing even cosmic entities. In the face of such an unfathomable stream of destructive energy, Orion understood that only the rage of Darkseid within was strong enough to confront it. His eyes burned fiercely, his face transformed into a furious form, and the astro force within him exploded, becoming a stream of primal cosmic energy. As the two forces collided, the collision created an explosion that tore through the fabric of space, a giant tear that tore apart reality and swallowed the battlefield planet. As the light faded, Thor and Orion both collapsed in the ruins of the ruined world. Thor was exhausted from releasing the God Blast, his body falling apart in the fading lightning. Orion was badly injured, but the Mother Box had initiated the healing process, covering him in healing light. With heavy but determined steps, Orion approached his fallen opponent. One final blow was delivered, confirming the victory of the son of New Genesis. Thor, despite his superior physical strength, was still defeated by the perfect combination of strategy, speed, and cosmic power that Orion possessed. The winner, Orion. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please follow me if you like. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much.